What's up everyone, Alex here. Today we're going to be looking at Nintendo 3DS emulation on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. We're going to be using Citra MMJ, which is a fork of Citra. It's important that we use this one as it's a fork designed for performance. There's also another one called Citra Enhanced, but I had a little look at Citra and I wasn't too sure about the performance, so I'm going to be sticking with MMJ for this one. And the thing about this emulator is there's not much to tweak and it doesn't support Vulkan, so basically there's not a lot to go on here, and not all of these games run well, but I think, to my surprise, some of them run a bit better than I actually expected. The first thing we're going to have a look at, though, is, well, let's have a look at input bindings, because I get asked about this sometimes. So here you can set your controls. Pretty simple, pretty standard. I have set swap screen to be my R trigger, and the settings to be my L trigger. I just find that really easy. And the way I've set up my screens is I use the entire screen instead of have both of them on the same screen. I just prefer that like bigger feel to the screen. I like to see everything at once. We've got the D-pad and the stick set up, the C-stick, which we won't really use that much. And then I have to swipe up and then back button here. So I've set up the free gesture system here. You can change this in the settings. When you get the Retroid, it's already set up to be gestures. So in some of my older videos, you've seen me swipe right from the right, sorry, a couple of times to do back. But here I can just, let me exit this game. But yeah, I basically swipe on the screen and then press back. So let's have a look at the settings here. These are the settings I have on. So dual core is on, screen layout is default. We're only going to stay at 1x. There's really no point trying to hit anything higher than that. The Retroid Pocket 3 Plus just can't do it. We want to see our stats. Enable hardware shader, improves performance. Accurate multiplication is off. Shader type, this is on by default shader with cache. We're going to talk about the cache a little bit, but you're going to see that some of my games run, so when you start your game, it might be a little slow at first, it might do weird things, and the more you play it, the more like the cache will build up, and then when you return to it, it'll play a little better. So don't be discouraged if I show you a game and it runs well and then you try it out and it runs really badly at first. There are also like cases, or several cases with these games, where it will just freeze for a really long time, and it might be something at the start or something a bit later, but once you get past it, it should hopefully not happen again. Post-processing effect is off. We're not using any textures, no CPU usage limit. Enable memory reuse, turn it on to improve performance, but some games may have display issues or crash in-game. So the first two games we're going to have a look at are Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, and this setting is very important for those, and I'll show you why. Speed limit, we're going to keep that at 100. New 3DS mode, I wasn't sure about this, but we're going to leave it off because we're not going to be using, or playing, sorry, any titles that use the new 3DS's chip. I did a little bit of reading. I think some people had mentioned to have the setting off, so that's what I've done for this. This is on by default, and all of this should be pretty standard. I have audio stretching on. The testing I've done, I wasn't exactly sure if I should have this on or off, but I've kept it on because I think it does smooth out some things. It's, you know, it's kind of jarring when the audio keeps like jittering here and there, and that is basically it. So these are the games I'm going to be showing today. I haven't counted them, but we're gonna have a look at, yeah, we're gonna have a look at all of them. Well, except for like, so I've looked at Pokémon X. We're not gonna look at Y. I hope there's really no difference between the two performance-wise. We're not going to look at Mario Luigi Superstar Saga, pretty much because it looks like these two games, and I've tested these two, and they're RPGs, and it takes, for some reason, Nintendo's RPGs take forever to start. So, yes, the first game we're going to have a look at, let's go right into Majora's Mask 3D. I also copied my save files from my 3DS and took them on here. So I was able to, yeah, okay. So that setting I mentioned in the settings, we're going to turn that off and have a look at this game. But it's going to do weird stuff like this. I actually think that looks so cool. It's like really trippy. And by the way, so when I press the R trigger, I can switch between the two screens. But you can see with that hardware setting on that it's very, very glitchy with the textures. But the benefit is that it plays absolutely smoothly. So let's get into the game. I've got a file here where I was playing Majora's Mask on the 3DS, but for some reason I stopped. So I'm in this mountain village, and you can see that it's very smooth, actually. I've barely noticed like any performance problems doing certain stuff. I think when I curl, you can expect this a bunch of times in some of these games, that freezing. But the first time you do this stuff, it's gonna be quite bad because it's gonna be trying to add to the cache. Oof, that was pretty bad. I don't like that. So let's just try and get out to terminal. It is pretty disappointing when it's like so smooth and then it just keeps stopping like that. I can't tell you if it's something that will iron out over time. But yeah, this is another example as it's trying to load. So what happens on this emulator with the Retroid Pocket is when it's trying to load like a lot of 3D data, it has a lot of trouble with that. And there's a couple of games in particular which I'll show you where it's just really bad. Actually, one of those games I'm not even going to try and show you, and that's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. You know, it's surprising to me actually, because Ocarina of Time does not have this problem of this like stopping and starting. But it's good that we're like testing out the terminal field. We want to try and get like the biggest area we can with the most 3D models and, you know, trying to make it load as much as possible. So that's going to keep doing that, and you can see this figure up here is in the red. Doesn't like it. Now let's have a look at Ocarina of Time. Again, I finished all of this on my 3DS. I took my save data. I'm not going to go into that, but basically I found some YouTube video where you can download a CIA for the 3DS where you can basically grab your save data file and, you know, put it on an SD card, or take it off the SD card rather, put it on your PC and then move it to your Android device. So this game is also going to have crazy textures. So it's funny. Unfortunately, this game doesn't use the right stick, or the C stick rather, to move the camera. But you can see, despite the glitching, it's actually very, very smooth. And it's a lot smoother than Majora's Mask. It doesn't have the same loading problems. So we're just going to get out to Hyrule Field. I should have tested this one, actually. Makes it seem more promising for the video. Like, hey, check out 3DS. Something's working. So let's get out the Ocarina. And, no, wait, which one? Why'd I even bother trying to touch it? We'll get Epona out and ride around for a little bit. Oh, it's phasing into existence. I know that this world is less detailed than Majora's Mask. Look at that tree, that's funny. But we're riding around this place with no stop starting, no odd loading. Numbers in the red though. Just riding around Termina. Where shall I go? Maybe I'll check out Lake Hylia. And then after I show you this, I'm gonna change the hardware setting. Actually, I've forgotten where Lake Hylia is. We'll just go over here. Yeah, we'll turn that setting off, and then I'll show you the difference. And the difference being that we won't have this glitchy texture problem, but the game will run a lot slower. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can always play the N64 versions of these. I think you can even you can get HD textures for the Master Collector's Edition, whatever it's called, on the GameCube. Yeah, it's nice to have a save file like this, so I can just get to more areas quicker and check them out. Okay, so you can see that this game is just a lot smoother than Majora's Mask. Now we're going to exit game and we're going to go to settings, and the setting we're going to turn off is enable memory reuse. So we're going to turn that one off. We're going to go back, we'll check both of them out actually, and you can see exactly what happens. I mean, immediately with the title screen, you'll see, oh wait, that's the wrong setting. My bad. What setting is it again? Hardware shader, that's the one. We want to keep this one on. Sorry, sometimes I only just started the testing of this yesterday, and those settings have similar names. You can see there now that it's absolutely fixed. It doesn't look weird. And just going to start a game. I know some people prefer to have the second screen on the screen. I just think it's a waste of space, and I don't really like all the extra black on the screen. So yeah, texture issues are, you know, not glitchy anymore, but we've lost about 50% of the speed, maybe 40%. I'll try and run over to some enemies and see if we get the stop-start that was happening earlier. It's actually not running too terrible here, but let's get to Terminal Field. Oof. So in this instance, the stop-starting thing has basically gone away, but it's at the sacrifice of performance. Oh dear. Oh, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Pretty slow. And that's not how I'd want to play this game. And let's go check out Majora, Ocarina of Time. Those weird texture problems only happen in these two games, surprisingly. Yeah, so Temple of Time looks fine. Oops. But really slow in comparison. We'll run over to Hyrule Field again. So there's going to be spots where it runs okay, but we know what's going to happen. And unfortunately, that's just the... I was talking a little bit about it on Discord earlier, that like some emulators have a lot of settings you can tweak, and it almost feels like a skill, like magic, that you can just keep tweaking around certain things and eventually get a game a lot more playable than when you started off. In cases like this, you just need a more powerful device. There's not a lot you can do about it. And in the case of Ocarina of Time, you would just have to accept all the funky texture things, the glitchy trees. But you can always tell yourself you're doing a shrooms playthrough. Okay, so those are the 3D Zelda games. I'm going to turn this setting back on because it does improve performance. So, with that in mind, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is not playable. It starts off incredibly slow. Then it gives you this promise, like, oh, maybe the game's is going to work. You know, I'll start it up and show you, because it won't even load level 1. So there's like a teeny tiny tutorial level before, like, Toad's girlfriend, whoever it is, gets like kidnapped. And then you open the book, go to start level 1, and time for adventure. Yeah, I wish. No way! This is never loaded from... Okay, this is amazing. This is an example of sometimes this emulator will freeze like crazy, and there's like a one-off chance where it won't. I'm actually... Wow. I can't believe it. So it's not great, which is a shame, because all these little worlds in this game are tiny. Like, when I got this, I assumed it would run really well. Maybe it's trying to add to the cache. But maybe not. Because there are other 3D games that are a lot smoother than this. And some that are worse. Looking at you, Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion's really bad. Like, it's so painful, I'm not even going to show it because it's just a waste of airtime. But I mean, I was so hoping this game would be playable, because I think this is such a wonderful title to have pocketable. It's one of those games you can easily sink some time into, like for 10 minutes and then put away. I remember playing the, can you go away? I played the Wii version, the Wii U, sorry, version of this game one Christmas, and I had the best time. Ow. Please don't tell me I'm dead. Okay, yeah, okay, it's freezing. It's freezing, so just be very calm and patient, because it will sort itself out. It's definitely not going to crash. I'm going to cross my fingers. It's definitely not going to crash. This is... I've sometimes found if I look at this menu and then go back, it helps. Oh? I really did wonder how this video would turn out, because I didn't want it to be just like really slow with no content. We definitely got some games coming up that run a lot better, I promise. But out of my own curiosity, because I've not played this level yet, I didn't think this game was going to play, I swear to God. Swear to me. Oh, no. You want that star, Toad. You can do it. I'm going to at least try and start loading level 2. God. With all these like stretched toad sounds, this is not going to end well. So weird. I really did expect this game to run well. Lovely. Now I just want to try and start level 2. Let's see what happens. Is it going to freeze? Because my experience of it was like these numbers up here would just freeze on one particular number. Like there, like FPS 6, and now it's not even moving. This video is even giving me false hope. Come on, you can do it. We're gonna play this whole game. Nah. See, this is my experience of it. It would not load the level. So if you were incredibly determined, you'd have to close the game, load the game, try and load the level again, and just keep doing that. I just wanted to oh, it was about to load. Oh my god. I'm so mad. Okay, Cave Story 3D. This one runs very, very, very well. So, is that the top screen? Bottom screen? I think this version of the game looks kind of strange. I said before in my Wii video, because I briefly tested this game out, I've never actually played Cave Story. But this 3D one does look pretty good. Oh, you're not supposed to jump on them. I've said before, trying to play platformers on whilst looking at my capture does not work well for me. But it's running really smooth. And like, this isn't even like a download title, you know? This is actually, I think there's an actual cartridge released for this. Lovely. And I didn't test this much because I haven't played this game. Don't really know what I'm doing. But whilst running around like this, I didn't experience any frame drops. What actually would have been the perfect test was to, I think you shoot guns in this, is to get a gun. I don't know if that's a gun. Okay. I have a gun. Let's not even wake that man up, because waking someone up who's asleep is terrible and you should never do it. Let them enjoy their rest. Okay, so killing things doesn't make weird particle effects happen that might slow down the game. That's good. So the more I test this 3DS emulator for the Retroid Pocket, the more I was like, okay, there is a decent selection of titles here that you might be able to play as long as you accept, but it's not magic and can't play like everything, or even like the biggest stuff. My initial impression of having a 3DS emulator for the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus was to maybe just only put RPGs on it. For example, I'm sure something like Radiant Historia for the 3DS might be a really good fit. But you can get Radiant Historia for the DS. And I'm not actually sure which one is better. Anyway, I think that was enough to really like show that it actually works very well. Fire Emblem Awakening, some of these bigger titles I've tried to get a decent way into. I can't remember if I did a tutorial battle or if I'm still in the tutorial battle. I haven't played any Fire Emblem games, so most of my experience from these games is just testing them. I tested Fire Emblem for the GameCube recently, and that worked very well. That's an FMV cinematic, so that's not really a real test. There's a battle here. Oh yeah, this is the intro battle. I remember attacking this guy and running around and thinking, okay, that's not bad. A little stuttery, but...
Listen to me. On my mark.
Uh-oh. No, don't do that. So he can't move on red, but he can attack on red. Gotcha.
Are you ready?
Can he make it? He can. Let's get him attacking. Because when we attack, there's a little 3D battle that happens. Is it going to take a little while to load? Because I've like barely touched this. This might be a good example of the game trying to like create a file for the cache. If you if you look at your Android files, there's a Citra folder in the internal storage, and inside the Citra folder is a folder called cache, and that entire folder can get quite big when you're playing and testing lots of games. But the fact that it's building that cache means it's going to help load the game better the next time it runs. So actually all I did, I think I tested this yesterday, was I moved the characters up, I attacked one guy, him, and then I stopped playing. But some of these other games I've tested more thoroughly. You see how this time when he attacks it's a lot better? Smashed him. Now, is that in-game or is that a cinematic? That's a cinematic. Sure, save the progress. It does sort of sadden me a bit when I like skip all this text and stuff. Because some of these are tests and I think, oh man, this is actually quite cool. I should play this.
We have to do something.
But obviously, I would start from the top when I play them again. If I play them again. Jeez, there's so many games.
You alright? Thank you, Crom. Huh?
Oh, I thought it was going to be fully voice acted. I was waiting for them to talk. It's nice they're all standing here. Can I skip this? I can. Let's just see if we... right, another battle. Fantastic. Let's get some characters attacking and see how it plays. So... regardless of my well-being, let's attack for to see emulation performance. Oh no. Is it regularly going to do that, or is it because it's a new environment that he's attacking in? These fights look pretty dope, though.
Oh. Really? Yeah.
Wait, does this guy... Does this guy know magic? Nice. It's gonna freeze, isn't it? Of course it's gonna freeze. It's great. We'll get a couple more people attacking and see if it improves. Oh, it's such a shame a game like this. If this is consistent, it'll be a real shame for a game like this. But, you know, let's see if it builds up. So let's get this girl attacking. Wait, what does she do? She's purely a healer? Huh. Big freeze? Not as bad though. I guess I'll just keep her with these guys. Pair up. Every time. Like, literally, just about as the hit is about to happen, it freezes up hard. But that's what I was hoping for, that this stuff had built up and now it's going to be better each time. So hopefully with this phase, let's go. But this is a new character model, so maybe it's going to do something weird again. We'll see. Oh. Why? Ah, because it's his first time attacking. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, that poor healer girl is getting trashed. That's it. Let's go over... Wait, what is that? Sparkly. Nah, actually, we should just take out this guy. Right, hopefully this one should be really smooth. Oh no, it's a different kind of attack. It's a critical. So it's... 75. Oh wait, there's a fast forward function? I didn't know that. Discard? An adjacent? Can she not heal herself? Oh, you have to use this. Wow. Oh, you didn't see those guys. So I'm just playing out this battle a little longer to find out if it's random or if it has been building up. See, now that all of these guys have attacked and their animations happened, this is starting to make me wonder if oh dude, I even have like the permanent character death thing going on. So what I was wondering is if you already have a cache file from this game already pre-built, can you just put that on this device and it will immediately start playing a lot better? Oh, damn. Well, I did say a lot of times on this channel, I do say I'll play till I die. It seems to be a thing where I just play recklessly. Kid Icarus Uprising seems to play kind of hit and miss. I don't know. I'm going to put this down for a moment because Getting a dead arm. I also have a cup of tea. So, that's just an FMV, so that's running really nicely, because it's just video. Let's get into game. Oh, I have my... Have I got my save data from... No, I didn't take the save data from the 3DS. Let's do level 1, because level 1 gets a bit crazy. We have like a massive Medusa head in the background at some point. I'm assuming this isn't going to run fantastically. I haven't been through the entire level once. But really, that also defeats the point, doesn't it? Now, this is a game where I would recalibrate the controls so that I'd set the controls in game a certain way, and then I'd swap the stick and the D-pads around so I could play this as a twin-stick shooter. The other alternative is I could change the screen sizes and have the second screen a little bit bigger and use my thumb. Right now I've only got this like tiny area I can move. It's really weird to move around with the right stick and aim with something on the left, but I'll try. Uh-oh. Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised it didn't slow down to a crawl. Medusa has no right looking that good. I think, oh my god, I forgot his name. The creator of Super Smash Bros. He made this as well. He sort of made like this joking comment in one of his videos that he'd like to see this like remastered or ported to the Switch or something. I think it's a great idea. But considering all the chaos that's going in this game, this is running rather decently for the Retroid Pocket. I don't know if I could play this the way it is, but I'm also impressed that it's playing as well as it is. Oh, I'm so used to like this kind of game where if you hold the shoot button in, it's like a lock-on. I'm just gonna play until we see this big kingdom up ahead. I want to see what happens. Oof. Maybe it is loading that in right now. Here it comes. You know, that's a good point actually, the 3D. So a lot of people don't like the 3D effect of the 3DS. I think if you can get one on eBay, I think it's entirely worth buying one. It's such a great purchase. And if you're going to mod it and do all the things you can do with modding it, it's just an incredible device for the amount of money you'll pay for it. Like 100 or 150 for a 3DS that's in pretty good quality. I also recommend a 2DS XL for like a majority of 3D games that don't really use the 3D effect that well, or the ROM, no not ROM, sorry, you know, like the SNES all the classic games you can play on there on that device. It's such a slim, portable device. But now you got the Retroid Pocket 3, so you know what? I think we had a good test of that. Wait. He's about to get on foot, and that could be entirely different. Let's see how bad or good this is. It wants to load. It wants to. It's thinking about it. Oof, that's quite bad. Hang on, we're just... But see, this is the thing where... I tell you what. Let's run up to this guy and then die. So let's die right here. And then, when it starts us back from that starting position, if we come back and it's really smooth coming back into this level, we know that part of this stuttering that's happening is all to do with the cache. And, well, I'll just keep still and hopefully they'll just kill me. But can I, no, if I retreat it might be from the start of the level. I don't want to do that. How do you turn the camera? No, that's fire. That's move. Oh, this. I hate it when enemies take forever to kill you. Nearly there. Sometimes it's odd when games are hard because they're designed on your inputs and not so much you just standing still. There's some games where you can stand still and enemies just do not hit you. It's actually kind of funny. Oh, I've got the tiniest bit of health. Come on. Alright, we're going to restart from that checkpoint. And if it starts off really smooth, then we know... What? Some guy's like, yeah, he hasn't played this before. He didn't know there was like a second... What is going on? Kill me. Can you not die in this game? What the hell? I'm ruining my video. Okay, that was worth it. Yes, please. I'd like to continue. So. Oh, okay. It didn't restart us from that beginning point, but it was quite smooth. Or smooth enough. So although we're at like 15-20 frames, I do believe the cache is helping out some. But, you know, we'll be on this game forever if I keep doing this. This is why I like to test a little bit more so I don't spend too long on these videos. We're already at 44 minutes. Luigi's Mansion... Look, I'll start it, but it does not work. It does not run well. Actually, did that say new 3DS model on the left? Okay, I have to test something. Because I do not have new 3DS mode on. So this game should be running like garbage, 15 frames or less. Let's see what happens now, but I've turned that on. So it was and has been running very, very slow for me. And I went past all this like intro stuff, little cutscene. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. And the entire game is like this on this device. I'll try and load a save, but... Yeah, dude, the entire game is like this. I'm not gonna let you suffer what I have suffered. That's exactly the entire game. So I'm just gonna set this setting back because that's how I've been testing things. Oops, sorry. Mario Kart is an interesting one because it does run well, but the funny thing is, because when you're in first place, you can't see any of the other races because they're all behind you. If you can get to first place, this game runs very well. So let's go to 150cc, of course. Just pick a car. Yeah, let's do Toad Circuit. Start here. And it loads in pretty decently. And then you'll see all the races. And it will dip down to about 40 frames per second. Oof. Damn those other races. So if you can get ahead of them... We're about 40 frames out of 60. You'll also notice that games that are meant to run at... You dig. Games that are meant to run at 30 frames, obviously going to run a lot better. So the fact that this game has to try and hit 60 is a struggle. There's nothing we can do about that. But this one surprised me. It honestly runs a lot better than I actually thought it would. Man, those Toad floats are so cute. I love all the graphics from... I really enjoy sort of low polish models that have like a certain texture to them. Oh no, that nearly got me. Okay, we're in first place. And he just inked my face. And I got thundered. What? How did that green shell bounce horizontally? That's crazy. The hell? This power sucks. Right, we're in first place. We're gonna get, well, kind of better performance. Oh no, don't go on the sand. Damn, I meant to turn left. Bowser just absolutely owned me there. Let's have a look at the next track and then we'll call it a day on this game. Boom, boom, boom. I wonder if there is some kind of cheat you could add this game to force it to run at 30 frames per second. But it might halve the speed of the game. But yeah, it does kind of depress me that I can't like do a lot to make these games run any better. Like some of them will, some of them won't. But if anything, this video can be more of a service and say, well, look, it can't exactly do 3DS. Some of it is impressive, but there might be some titles you wish you could play on here and you just can't. I actually had a comment recently and they were saying, what is better, the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus or the Odin? And performance-wise, it's the Odin, absolutely. But the difference in price between the Odin Lite, which is about $230 or $240, and the Pro, which is about $300. So that's about $60, $70. And they're almost very similar when it comes to emulation performance. So while this is $150, you could spend about $230 on an Odin Lite and have something that can play more 3DS games. Basically all the Wii and GameCube games up to 3x resolution. And most PlayStation 2 titles. However, and it does have a bigger screen, which is nice. The battery's really good. I mean, I do love the Odin. I made so many videos of the Odin, but I also just love how slim and compact this is. And what it's capable of doing just constantly impresses me. I just enjoy playing this device. And you can't exactly put a price on that. You know what? We're just torturing ourselves playing this more. Okay, so we looked at Mario Kart 7. I had a look today at these Mario and Luigi games, well, 2 of them, and they do run pretty well. I was at a spot here where I wanted to show, because this game was mostly running well, except there were some slowdown spots. So I wanted to show that. But I'm really glad these games run well, because I know a couple of them I think were on the Game Boy Advance and they were kind of ported to the 3DS or something. I love the look of these games on the 3DS. I love the art style. I just like the pixel style. I love it all. I love the way these 3D models are like colored and textured. So yeah, here's an example where there's lots of characters on screen and the game starts slowing down a bit. And just like any other game, there are some stop-start moments and when it's trying to do the cache as well. But for the most part, this game runs really solid. Which is great, and this is exactly what I expected of the 3DS emulator. If I was going to be playing on the Retro Pocket, I would hope I could play some of these more RPG style games with less going on in them. I'm just going to skip all this text because I've basically been skipping most of the text just to try and get to some sections of the games where I could test them out a bit more. Luigi's back. He got knocked out earlier. This game literally starts with your airship being attacked and you watch like 3 or 4 toads get thrown off. Like those toads, like, and maybe they'll get mentioned again later. But for now, I just watched 4 toads fall to their death. Maybe in the sea, I don't know if they can swim. Ah, these voices are so sad that Chris is not going to be voicing Mario in the Mario movie. Wow, look at that. What's that? Monsieur. Oh, we're going to take it in turns. Okay. I did like a couple of battles. This is fun. Have to do it a little bit slower. I started freaking out then. I was like, oh no, I'm looking at the capture, it's going to betray me. This guy keeps giving us little challenges to win coins. So many coins. I can't believe this video is nearly an hour already. But I think it's worth getting these like longer looks at these games. Because like a certain review might have, for example, shown you like a slice of Majora's Mask working perfectly at 30 frames. And might not have been at like Termina and go, look, the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus can do Majora's Mask on the 3DS. It's like, no, it can't. But then I don't like to be that channel. I like the idea of this channel being, well, the reaction being like, oh my god, I didn't know that game could run as well as it does. Oh no, did I just press yes to like a tutorial? Honestly, these games, is it said I'll play for 20 minutes? Like the whole 20 minutes is just tutorials. And it's not a difficult game. I know it's probably more for children. But holy crap, man, give us like, when it, you know, there's a lot of people that like to replay games. Oh, sorry, I'm just mashing the same thing. I was hoping to maybe get into like another battle, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh. Oh my god, let us just go and discover things, please. I don't think I'm going to get to have a battle. But it's really smooth around here. So I did want to show that in the battles. It might stutter a bit, but that could entirely be just like loading in new location stuff. This game looks so good. It's like if there was a Mario RPG for the PlayStation 1. It just, yeah. And that's a really cool concept. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, they won't let us go anywhere else. Alright, well, look, maybe we can check out Paper Jam, because it's basically the same kind of engine and stuff. Oops. I also think this is a really cool concept. Like mixing this art style with the Paper Mario style as well. So look, pretty similar. Oh, come on up, Luigi. Oh, they're working together. God, these games look so good. Can you imagine if there was just a Mario platformer that looked like this, had this engine? That would be sweet. I'm so smart. Sometimes I think about what if, like, game companies gave up, well, not gave up, but made it, like, open source. So imagine if, like, anyone in the world could make their own Mario game with all these assets and this engine. That'd be incredible. He was going to attack me anyway. Oh. Oh! Asshole. Oh no! This is such a problem when you're like mashing. I don't want these tutorials. Just both jump together. Screw it. Alright, careful. I don't want to accidentally activate another tutorial. No. It's like, oh, you don't want a tutorial? Okay, no problem. Ow. I can't do this hammer stuff. Because if you leave it too long, it falls off. Oh, I press B for him. Nice. Is it me or does this music sound like the SNES game? Wait, how do you go back? I don't want to use the hammer. Alright, whatever. But yeah, it's super cool that these are playable. Oh, let's jump into a fight with a paper Goomba. Oh no, he got Luigi. Oh, they're so trippy. How does that even hurt you? Oh no, I didn't know which one he was going to hit. Let's hammer these guys, man. They've got loads of health as well for some reason. Oh no! I thought I jumped on him. They're so slow, that's so deceptive. That's totally Dark Souls strategy. Actually, you know what? The video is quite long. That's a really good look at those games, and they're running really well. So if you were hoping to play some Mario Luigi games, that's great. We're actually moving into some territory of some games that run really well. So here's Metroid Samus Returns. This is also a game where I took my save file from my 3DS. I'm also at the end of the game, so I'll just like leave a warning here that if you've never played this and you don't want it spoiled, I am at the end of the game with this character. So if you want to move on to the next timestamp, then you should do that. But then you'll also miss some decent performance here. Samus Returns plays at 30 frames. It seems to quite reliably hit it as well. So if I want to, I can keep going up and go to the end of the game. Or I can find more secrets. And what I've already said that we're in spoiler territory, so I might as well go to the end boss, because it's probably the most chaotic thing you're going to see in this game. So it ends up being a really good test. And it's nice that when it loads stuff in this game or you attack things, it doesn't jitter or pause at all. We can skip this. So this is the last boss in the game. And it doesn't slow down once, so I'm pretty damn confident that if you want to play Metroid Samus Returns, it should run pretty nice. This is quite loud. Love how badass Samus, like this developer who also made Metroid Dread, they make Samus a very badass character, and thank God for that. But yeah, I do believe if this game was a 60 FPS game, I think it would be struggling, and we'd be seeing this game playing closer to half speed. I died. Well, yeah, see, so that was a big battle, lots of stuff going on, and it was running really smooth. So that game's going to be playable. New Super Mario Bros. 2. This one seemed to run pretty decently. No thank you. I thought I had a save file. I did not. That's strange. Maybe I needed to like properly complete the first level. But thankfully this game starts very quickly. They're so happy. Oh no! Oh, Peach. You should just go into hiding or something. A little bit choppy, but once we get into the level, it should be a bit better. I hope I can use the D-pad on this. Oh, please don't get hurt already. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think I experienced like a slight bit of slowdown with this game, but it's nice when games like this do run on this emulator on this device. So I think this is one like people would actually play. I was so paranoid when I played platformers with the capture. Like, I just know I'm gonna die. Oh. You see, it's like It's the equivalent of being drunk Mario when I have to play it like this. Oh, why is he dancing? Wait, that's a thing. I remember this. I remember like a review from ages ago. They're like, they do stuff in sync with the music in this game. I love that. Nice. Oh wait, I actually remember finishing this level. Why did it not save? Unless I quit right there. No, I didn't, because I was thinking for this video I will do level 2. That's interesting. Why did it not save? Nice. Oh, you can ground pound in this. Totally forgot. Wait, look at that. Ah! That's so funny. That's so funny. Bop! Wait, he's gonna do it. That's so funny. Why is that so funny? Oh, they're gonna do it together. I gotta see this one. Hey, look, this game's running pretty well. I wonder if this is like the Wii version, where when we get to the first castle, it'll actually slow down a little bit. But there's nothing we can do with the settings, I don't think, to make this any better. Oh, there's loads of them. That's great. I'm too amused. Yeah, that's a really good look at Super Mario Bros. 2 there. Running really well. You know what? I'll show Project X 1 and 2 in a second, but because I'm going to show them one after the other, I'll go straight to Pokemon for now. This is one I did not expect to run well at all, but actually does. Which I was not expecting. I'm pretty sure I've heard people say this does not run well. So, you can play with the stick, but for some reason it's still 8 directional. I really don't understand why, because they're 3D models. So, I've had a Pokemon battle, and I've run around this area a bit, and it ran really good. I was so surprised. This game looks so good. This game looks better than the new Switch games, in my opinion. Love the look of this game. So I think I can run straight to the next route. Oh, of course not. Hey, you want another tutorial? Oh, you're just gonna let me go? Thank God. The only downside for me is I have to keep switching the screen to see what I'm actually going to do. So let's burn this bird. This is also another good time to mention, don't forget that I'm using the Citra MMJ version of Citra. MMJ is a fork of Citra designed for performance, which means like lower end devices can play 3DS games with less accuracy and hopefully a little better. And we're not experiencing any of the stuttering or loading of some of the other 3DS games. Oh, they gave me a nickname and I was spamming and I was like, no, I don't want that to be my nickname. So my nickname is Lil R in this. A wild bumblebee. Hey. I only know the first 151 Pokemon. But see, look, a game like this looks so much nicer when you've got the whole screen being used. Especially because it's 3DS. And it is actually using a wider screen. Why would you want to catch a bumblebee? I mean, maybe if you want roast bunny for dinner. And someone's screaming, "No! Bumblebee is so cute! How could you?" Do you know what sucks? For some, so I've only ever properly played Red and, well, not Red and Blue. Did I? No, I definitely played Red. And that's kind of when I dropped off Pokemon. I didn't play Gold or Silver. And for someone like me who might be interested in playing a Pokemon again someday, a Pokemon game someday, and you're searching like, what's the best new Pokemon game to play? It's so difficult. So many different opinions. Yeah, scratch that, bunny. But I think there is a general consensus of Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but the remakes of them, maybe that is the remake name, those are like absolutely worth playing, so I've read. That bunny just winked at me. Take him out. I am not catching a bumblebee. No way. I can't believe this game runs as well as it does. I seriously feel like I've read people say, "Nah, doesn't work." Uh-oh. Oh no. God damn you, Austin. I'm not prepared. I think I've only got one Pokemon who is hurt. So what is he? Is he a ground type Pokemon? We'll burn him. It's pretty good. Oh, man, when I was a kid, I would have absolutely loved this game. And as I said with some of the other games on here, I love like these low poly models. Even though, I mean, look at my Pokemon, Fennekin. It's not like, those lines are like pretty decent. Pretty curved polygons. But I love this art style. I'd love to see more of it. Alright, let's walk into the forest and see if it crashes. Hopefully it doesn't. This game's running pretty well. There's some other Pokemon games for 3DS, isn't there? Like Sun, Moon, maybe? Moon and Sun and Sun and Moon. And we can't rotate the camera, can we? What am I doing here? There's no way to move the camera. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good look at that one. So that's Pokemon X. Running really nicely. So let's check out these Project X games. We're going to have a brief look at these. They're kind of similar to the Paper Mario things in a way where you got like some 3D backgrounds, but you have 2D characters. And these two games I kind of wish I checked out because I love the... wait, did I save or not save? I don't think I did. I think you can skip all this. God damn, the 3DS is like a gold mine of video games, it really is. So we can skip all this text. I didn't experience, I don't think I experienced any slowdown in this one. Oh, that zooms in and out, that's nice. Oh yeah, the combos are really weird, so I have to like mash A with different directions, maybe Y. This combat kind of reminds me of like Valkyria Chronicles, but it's way more arcadey. I don't know what's going on, but mashing stuff feels super good. Yeah, what a counter. Take this, trash. And because this video is quite long, I feel like we've had enough of a look at that. So let's just check out Project X Zone 2. Because I'm pretty sure this starts off with a battle pretty quickly from what I looked at. Tokyo. And if it's like pretty similar, then I don't think we're gonna have any problems. Shinra. Uh-oh. Or maybe I should have looked at the tutorial. So I select him. That's fine. I can't attack. It's not like the first game. I should really be reading these, but I just want to get to like the performance. Oh? Look at him and his guns. I didn't think I'd take out that guy that quickly. I wanted to look at the buttons for a second. This looks so cool, dude. It's strange these enemies are just appearing near us. I was wondering if something was wrong for a moment then, but... Super cool looking game. I think we've had a good taste of that. So that's Project X Zone 1 and 2, and there's loads of different characters in those games from different franchises, which is super cool. Let's have a little look at Puyo Tetris. This is one of my favorite versions of Tetris, and on the 3DS I think it was only released in Japan. One of my other favorite versions of Tetris that you can play portably is Tetris DS. It's a really good version of Tetris. Alright, I have to remember how I get to Marathon now. So I think it's this, and then this, And I think it's this. And then if I go to settings, what I like to do, because I played a lot of Tetris, is I set it to max speed. What I used to do in Puyo Tetris is just play Tetris. Oh no. And try and do the 150 marathon as fast as I could. And I've only done it like a handful of times of doing it in under 6 minutes. But because I'm looking at the capture here, this is going to be trash, so... I think it's really, really cool that you can play a really decent version of Tetris like this. Like I played, sorry, I played this version of Tetris on the Odin, and something I was finding was I found like the build of the Odin to be not particularly pleasant for playing Tetris over long periods of time, whereas the Retro Pocket feels really nice to play Tetris on. It's really easy to hold the pieces, and you feel like you can do this for a really long time without like too much strain on you. And something I'm going to be looking forward to soon, and if it's any good I'll do a video on it, is I'm getting a telescopic holder for the Retro Pocket. So it's not built for the Retro Pocket, it's actually meant to be for the Nintendo DS, but I've heard that it actually fits on the Retro Pocket. And if it does, and it does really well, then I might do a video on it and give it a shout out, because it's very cheap. I got it on AliExpress, but the downside is the shipping time. Like, it's saying I might get it in January, but with any luck, I'll actually get it maybe end of December or early January. But blah 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 blah. That's a super cool way of playing Tetris on here. And if you want to play the whole Puyo Tetris thing, like the story mode, well, it's not really much of a story. It's worth skipping the text anyway. You can get straight to the action. Puyo Tetris is like one of the best versions of Tetris you can play. So having it on the 3DS like this, super cool. Next one I have a look at is Sonic Generations. Now, I can't remember if this one actually runs. I think this one stutters a lot here and there. But yeah, let's play the game. I'm trying to think, with the Sonic 3D games, I kind of stopped playing those after Sonic Adventure 2. And then I didn't play them for a really long time. And then I think I played Sonic Generations like a year after it came out. I think I played it on the PC. And I was like, what is this game? It's so cool. I really enjoyed it. I loved, like... Sonic straight up died so quickly. I loved all the different versions of the levels between Sonic, like classic Sonic and 3D Sonic. So like getting to play a version of Green Hill Zone with the new Sonic style. Oh, it's weird. He slides. Wait, does he not go into a ball? Oh my god, I gotta stop jumping. Oh no, don't use boost, it'll ruin your frames. Oh, how was I supposed to know? It's actually running pretty decently. Oh. Almost. It's probably because it was loading that. Whoa. Runs. Whoa. What's the button? Oh, you want me to boost? Oh, he's dead. I forgot what button's what. We'll try that again, hopefully. I hope it's boosted what I need to do. Yeah. Oh. Pretty cool. Let's check out the next level. I think it's going to be Chemical Plant Zone with Classic Sonic. If it loads. Classic feature of the 3DS emulator. Oh wait, I can skip. There is actually a plot to this whole Sonic Generations thing. About how like Classic Sonic and New Sonic meet up together. It's okay. It's okay. It's just loading. So hopefully, if I go back, we can go Casino Night or Mushroom Hill. Whoa. Okay. Let's do Casino Night with Classic Sonic. The way this works is a bit different to the PC version. Like that white world we saw on the top screen, you could actually run around in that in the PC version. Ooh. I'm hoping it's loading, doing the cache stuff, and that will get better soon. So to explain the cache stuff, imagine something new appears on the screen and it needs to load a bit of data. Usually this kind of data would be like streamed, like so imagine if you had a lot of RAM in your device, it would like put it on this bus and then you wouldn't have to worry about loading in data all the time, or saving it rather. It's data that can like come and go if it's on RAM. Whereas with this cache, it's actually like saving data to our hard drive so that it can remember and perform better later on. So it will just keep that in its, oops. I mean, I hope I explained that right. For example, I haven't done the spin function yet, so I think that's why it just loaded a second there. Oh my god. Oh, he's so close. He does not want to. Right, we'll go left. But you see what I mean? We're having less problems now. Oh, come on. Oh, so close. Love these Casino Night modes. I remember when this game was on the, so Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, there was this cheat where you could basically load in any object in the game and place it anywhere on the level you want. So I remember like the first level of Casino Night, there's so much sky above you with nothing in it that you could literally create your own like pinball machine in there. So I remember like placing all these objects to make a pinball machine above the level, and I thought that was so cool. Honestly, being able to be creative in games, I think, is such a benefit to children and younger people. Like, it's, for some reason these days, like now that I'm older, I'm less interested in building and creating things in like a video game the way I used to. But as a kid, I would like build stuff all the time. I think that's actually a really good thing for like your brain development. But hey, this is a game testing channel. Let's keep going. So that's Sonic Generations. Going to move on to another platformer, which is Super Mario 3D Land. This one's a bit hit and miss, depending on the level. So it's really like the first level can be a bit stuttery, but I think once it's like done its cache stuff, it's a little better. This one starts off at like 40 frames. Oh, you gotta play with the stick. So when there's a lot of stuff on the screen, it's gonna slow down a little bit, but once we move on, it starts running a bit better. I'm not sure how I feel about this one in terms of playing the whole game. I think it's going to be a bit hit and miss throughout. And I think when it's like that, it's probably best to give up on it. Oh! I just hit the edge. I couldn't see, it was so bright. No, don't do it, Mario. That scared me. So I might be able to just go straight for it. Yes, sir. Ow, Mario just broke his legs. In my videos, I paint Mario as this like brutal thing. Alright, I don't actually know what the next level is. It's probably some bonus level. Oh. Oh, I can go straight past that. So is this a level or what is this? What's going on? Alright, perfect. This will be a good test level. Because we haven't loaded anything like this yet, so this is going to be a first time test of this level. Great. I do like, I've never actually played all the 3D Land, but I do like the bite-sized nature of it compared to like a huge 3D Mario title. So far it's running kind of decently. The only problem we really had was on that last level when we were looking down basically at tons of 3D models and things that it needed to render and screen. That's going too slow. Oh my god, I nearly died. Oh my god, I nearly died. Fake one-ups, you mean game. There we go, you see what I mean? It's rendering a lot on the screen now. Oh no. Woo! Oh! Painful. Okay, now we're getting to the end. It's a bit better. Oh my god, what do I do? I don't want to die. Oh! I'm not doing all that again. But yeah, that was a pretty decent look at 3D Land, so I think we can leave that there. And we've only got a few more games left. So, Star Fox 64, this one doesn't run very well. I'm going to leave this on for a moment. We'll be loading up the first level, and you'll see that it just does not run good at all. Which is a shame. It does make sense, though, because you're like, you know, in every level, you're like staring off into a lot of distance, and lots of things are coming at you. No thank you. It's even slow here, and it shouldn't be. So... I don't think I can skip this, so I'm going to put that down for a moment and have a little stretch.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
He can try, but I won't let him. So I ran through this bit once, so maybe it's cached some stuff. I can't seem to skip this.
Open the wings.
But hey, if this doesn't work, just like the Zelda games, you can always just play the Nintendo 64 version. It's practically the same game.
Check your G-diffuser system.
That slow head turn. Falco hates you, dude.
This is Pep. All systems go.
Slippy here. I'm okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
Such a slow intro. So what are we getting? About 20 frames per second. This would have been a really cool one to have working on the Retro Pocket, but it doesn't seem like it's going to pan out. And you know what some of these other levels are like later, especially when you get into all range mode. You know that's going to be bad. Oh my god, Slippy's just that one teammate. That is just like, oh my god, such a noob. It is kind of nice to experience this game almost HUD-less, because they put this on the second screen. I do think if there was a version of Citra MMJ which let you tweak the resolution lower than 1x, so maybe 0.5, this is probably one of those games that would benefit from that and hopefully wouldn't look that bad. But because it stops and starts and the frame rate's low already, you know, and the gameplay is so reactionary, you're always doing something. It just means it's just not very playable. And you're always heading towards something, so you know it's not going to get any easier, you're not going to get any breaks. Shame though. This is a very cool game. Everybody's drunk. Yeah, a bit of a letdown. I wish we could do something to make this more playable. This is what, if there was a version of Citra with Vulcan, then we'd probably be seeing a game like this playable on this device, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get a version of Citra for Android with Vulkan, and the only other hope left is an emulator called Mikage, and they say they're working on it, but we don't know when or what's going to happen. We're more likely to hear... Well, actually, Vita 3K is coming in January. I don't think... Maybe there might be a couple of things playable on that which will work on the Retroid Pocket 3, but I think I'm going to do some videos of Vita 3K for the Odin. I feel like that's a device that's going to run a fair amount of those Vita titles actually quite well. So, yeah, that is Star Fox 3D. Yeah, me too, man. Last thing we got is a couple of Zelda titles, and the good things about these ones are that they're overhead, so we're looking down, and they actually run quite decently. So if you want to play A Link Between Worlds, I think you can. It's always nice seeing this game run well, because it's cute. We're just going to run around the place and hit stuff. It can be a little stuttery, but one thing I should make clear is I have already tested this game a fair bit in that I have run around most of these places. So if you turn this game on and you run around and it's kind of slow, don't forget that it's probably trying to do some cache stuff. And maybe the fact that I'm doing the audio stretch is probably helping out a little bit. Uh-oh. A little bit of stutter. I can't remember if that's something that's just going to keep happening. Maybe I haven't been exactly on this screen. So I'm very curious now, like, when you're building a cache for these games, I wonder if it works just across every other device. Like, maybe there's somebody who's completed all of a 3DS title with a fully built cache for everything that happens in that game. And maybe you could just grab that and the game will run a lot better. Oh no. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. We're going to be running around with that beeping sound. I just want to run somewhere north as well. Check out a different environment. Maybe Kakariko Village? This way. Zelda 3 is such a dynamite game, man. I love that it's like... Well, at the time, it didn't seem like a small map, but I love how it's such a small map, but it's so compact. And they made the Dark World version so good. And you know what helps? And it's always overlooked by developers sometimes, but... always sometimes. But, like, music. Music can make things 10 times better. You get the right composer on the right project. Give it the right music. Like, banging music. And you can make things in a game feel incredible. So that's pretty good, right? This one's been working pretty well. Maybe I should attack more things, but I'm scared. I can't attack these cactus things. Actually, let's see if it stutters a lot. Oh, wait. What? I thought that would kill me. I thought they electrify you. Alright, let's get killed by something. We'll let the bird do it. That took a while. Okay, one more game. one more game, and then this video will be like just shy of the 2-hour mark, I think. Actually, I thought this video would be an hour. Can't believe it's 2 hours, dude. So this is Triforce Heroes. I've never played this. I didn't actually realize it's a 3D title, quite similar to Link Between Worlds, except you play as like the Wind Waker Zelda. I just like run up and got his suit and stuff. I think it's super cool that you see like this Zelda Freeze guy here, and he's just pissed off that like they won't let him be a hero. Yeah. So I got this suit and whoa. So you meant to recruit a team and then just go out fighting or something? I love how he steps out your way when he's not in your way. Alright, let's see what this is like. I haven't actually been up here. What the hell? Sounds so much better when it's like stretched. Can I go? I should have read what he said, Christ. Do I have to? Why do they look creepy? I know nothing about this game. Oh, what? So I have to... Oh. Cool. That's gonna be kind of annoying. What the hell? This is such a weird Zelda game. God damn, Zelda 3 had really good sound effects. So... It's so weird when it slows down like that. It's only like loading 2D things in. Okay, do they have to pick up their bows too? Can I just leave them? Oh, we have to get them all standing on different things. Oh, for God's sake. It's alright, it's already done it once. It will load it faster this time. So... everybody's got their bows. So it's not like an open world kind of deal. It's like sort of like little mini maps. Oh, I see. No, wait, come back down. Here we go, Nintendo. We got some puzzles. Huh. You're not meant to throw him up. Well, let's just throw this guy up here and go from there. And he can't come off because the blue guy's got thrown off. It's only the first map and I'm having trouble. This is why I should have read the tutorials. So, no, I don't want to be him, I want to be the blue one. I feel like maybe he can like bounce off. I don't know. Why can't I throw him up? Oh, wait. Is the red guy meant to throw him? Oops. This is the worst video ever, man. I'm sorry. Right, so who's on top? We want to pick the blue guy, and then the blue guy throws him. Yes. I don't know. Okay, whatever. That took way too long. If I had a Twitch channel, people would be screaming at me. Well, actually, I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't. I used to do some streaming, but not anymore. Right, I've earned this. I'm going to look at the second screen, and then we're going to stop there. You see what the problem was? This game is designed for 3 people. That puzzle was designed for the power of 3 minds. No, it's not. I just suck. How was I supposed to know about a tutorial that it's the middle guy that would throw the other guy highest? I don't know. Well, look, I've got my bow. These look like the same assets as the one in the Link Between Worlds, so this game should run great no matter what. And I think with that, we'll call it there. We've had a look at every one of these titles here. Captain Toad surprisingly booted me and got me into the first level, but it does not run well. Cave Story runs great. Fire Emblem runs pretty well, but I think you have to like build up the cache a bit for it to get a bit smoother. Uprising's a bit hit and miss, pretty steady around 20 frames, but it does stutter here and there. Luigi's Mansion sucks. Mario Kart kinda goes between 60 and 40. I wouldn't play it, I don't think, if it kept doing that with every race. Majora's Mask does stutter a lot, so I wouldn't say that's very playable. These Mario games, Mario and Luigi, run great, as does Samus. New Super Mario Bros. Works pretty well. Ocarina of Time 3D seems to run pretty decent as well. That didn't seem to stop at all. And the rest of these games actually run pretty damn nice, except for 3D Land, which hiccuped here and there. Star Fox does not run very well, but these Zelda ones down here do. And that's my 3DS video, and that is just a selection of 3DS titles. There's a lot of them. It'd be difficult to say which ones do and don't work. You'd have to test them yourself, but I feel like we've covered a good range of titles here, and it's given a good representation of what the Citra emulator, Citra MMJ, does on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. So it's a pretty hit and miss emulator, but there's definitely some titles here you could play no problem. I mean, I'm really surprised Pokémon X runs as well as it does. And that's my 3DS video, so thank you very much for watching. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe, and ding, hit that bell if you want to see some more videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. I don't know why I do this, it's not much of a bye. Just shake my hands. Bye bye.